He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
Thank you for this time you've given us. I pray that you help me teach them and that they understand what is taught. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. So in the last chapter we learned some points which is Christ is risen, and those who believed in what he did and his resurrection from the cross, and those who believe that it was the only means of salvation would receive everlasting life. So even though we are already members of Christ's kingdom, it didn't mean that the kingdom has not yet. It didn't mean that it was in its fullness and finality. So Satan had lost all of his claim, his ownership, and his power of death over any member of the kingdom of God. So and Jesus had conquered that, so that we might receive everlasting life. So the powers of darkness had been dethroned, but they did not completely surrender. So they still resisted, and they were fighting a battle that they were not going to win. So in Romans 8, chapter 8, verse 18 to 21, it says, "The whole creation has been groaning together in the pains of childbirth, waiting with eager longing for the revealing of the sons of God, that the creation itself will be set free from its bondage to corruption and obtain the freedom of the glory of the children of God." So here it's written that creation itself will be set free, and the whole creation will be groaning together. So this means that the creation will be longing for what is to come. So what's the ending of this story actually? So in the end we know that we'll get everlasting life, but what really happens in this everlasting life? So if we go to Revelation chapter 21 and 22, it's written about the Edenic image, which means like in this everlasting life, God will be there, heaven returns to earth, Jesus will be there, the tree of life will be there, and then it would be better than the original Eden. There would be no rebellion, no disease or death, or no violence. So this was the new Eden. So from that Romans 8 passage, we understand the real height of God's plan, which was the revealing of the sons of God and the glory of the children of God. So yes, creation groans to be made new, but it's linked to the glorification of God's human family. So we are the end of what God has been doing all this time. So these words, revealing sons of God and glory of children of God, this means we will be one day transformed and made like Jesus. That's written in 1 John chapter 3 verse 2. Here we go, 1 John chapter 3 verse 2. 1 John chapter 3 verse 2. Chapter 3 verse 2.
Beloved, now we are the children of God, and it has not yet been revealed what we shall be. But we know that when He is revealed, we shall be like Him, for we shall see Him as He is.
So we say we shall be like Him and see Him as He is. This means we will be made like Him. Him, we're talking about Jesus. So let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 18. Two Corinthians chapter 3 verse 18.
Chapter 3 verse 18.
But we all with unveiled faces, beholding us in mirror the glory of the Lord, as being transformed into the same image from glory to glory, just as the Spirit of the Lord.
So here we understand that our destiny is actually to become completed imagers of God. So our story in the Bible, our story finishes with the resurrection and transformation. So we are raised to everlasting life and we are given a glorified body. So Paul refers to this glorified body as celestial body. So in the book of Hebrews, there's a scene where Jesus introduces us to God and introduces God to us. So Jesus stands before the God and the congregation, the heavenly sons of God. He confesses boldly that he feels no shame in having us as siblings in the family. This is in Hebrews 2 verse 11. And then says to God that the supernatural members of the family, I will tell of your name to my brothers and sisters. In the midst of the congregation I will sing your praise. Behold, I and the children of God has given me. This is Hebrews chapter 2 verse 12. So here, this is our ultimate destiny, which is to be a permanent or real member of God's family. It's written in this Hebrews chapter 2, 11 and 12. So this is what the whole creation is actually yearning for. So we saw what it's like in everlasting life. So what is life like in the new creation? So in Revelation, let's go to Revelation chapter 2 verse 26.
Strength verse.
Revelation chapter 2 verse 26.
Verse
26.
And he who overcomes and keeps my word unto the end, to him I will give power over the nations.
So you saw that power over the nations. in other words, it's authority over the nations. So remember that those words, authority over the nations. Now let's go to Revelation chapter 3, verse 21. Revelation 3, chapter 3, verse 21.
To him who overcomes, I will grant to sit with me on my throne, as I also overcame and sat down with my Father on his throne.
So there you see the words to sit with me on my throne. So remember those words too. So let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 6. Verse 3. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 3.
Do you not know that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life?
So there you see the words judge angels. So the three things were authority over the nations, to sit with me on my throne, and judge angels. So all this means, right now what's happening is the fallen sons of God are ruling the nations right now. So this means that nations are not yet fully reclaimed by God. The process had already started, but it's a very slow process. So, but when it is complete, it says believers will judge angels and will pass judgment on fallen sons by replacing them, which means we'll rule with Jesus, and Jesus would be our king and our brother. So the question comes, so what will be our task, or how will it be? Will other believers be bosses over believers, or is there a hierarchy? So how it works is we will work with him, with Jesus, alongside our siblings, which means alongside other believers. So believers will work together with Jesus, and then we would image God like how we were originally meant to. So in other words, our rule in the new Eden will not be like there will be one boss over another believer, but it will be like all of them would be in a family partnership. Okay, that's it. We'll end with it. Jesus, thank you for this time you've given us. Thank you for helping me teach them and helping them understand. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.